here is the power button on the left hand side. So if something happens, you would just flick that off, and then the machine would completely stop and reset. And at the end of the day, you also want to shut this off so the plotter isn't running all day. So you will see rollers every so often on your plotter. This is obviously where the material gets fed in and out from. So you need to have one of these rollers down on it, on either side of your material. So, first I'm gonna move this out of the way for a second. So if your material is this wide, you need the outside two to be on the material. The inside ones can be on any roller, but you just need to have the outside two on the outside of your material, because when the printer checks, it checks from the outside roller to the outside roller, and that tells the machine how big the piece actually is in the machine, which then tells the computer how big the roll is. So we are going to put this roll in, put it through, and now these three rollers here, they're very close together, and then these ones are spaced further apart. You have to have the roller on the right hand side on one of these roller spaces, and you can tell where the roller space is because of these white little pieces of tape that actually tells you directly below is the roller. So when you have material in here, you can't actually see the rollers, so this helps us line up the rollers. So we want the outside two, so this is an outside one, and then an outside one on the material. So that's as far as I can go right now, because that's where the roller, that's where this piece is underneath here. So I'm actually wasting about 2 inches of material here, so I want to move it that way because I have about the same distance on this roller that I could use up. So I'm just going to grab the roll and move it over so that I'm using the maximum space. So now I can move this roller over. And then these ones in the middle, for paint protection, we want them on the material at all times too. So we want to make sure that they are pushed down at the back, and these ones are pushed down. So these all roll right now until we put the lever down. So now they are locked in. I cannot move these rollers. However, on tint, you don't want the middle two down, so you would actually push these levers up. You would just push on the back side of them and they move up, so that you can move these around, and you don't want them down on tint because it leaves roller marks through the tint, and we only have the outside two that are actually on tint. So these ones, if we were doing tint, these ones would be locked in and these ones would be floating. But for this purpose, we want them down, so we're just going to pinch the back of them, and then now they're in place. And now we are ready to cut. So, like I was showing you in the last video, these are the rollers that are in the middle. We want them up for tint, and we want them down. That is locking them down. It's now pushing on the material for paint protection. So again, that pushing on that button right there allows the roller to come up. So that would be for tint, but we want all of them down. So we would just pinch it and it would go down.